Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you are now tuned in to the Investor Show with your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. And as you come in, you know we're going to do the roll call for the people that are live. But today's topic, we're going to do a little bit of current market news. Well, I want to give a quick update. Well, today, I'll do that later on. But we're going to do a little quick market update. We're going to talk about real estate. Is real estate next? That's the question, right? We've seen the Dow Jones drop 900 points today. Manufacturing slowed. We got some key indicators on real estate. And the next question is, what's to come next? So a couple big things is going to come out on the market here shortly. A couple big things. Tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday is the jobs reports, right? Okay, we got Huey coming in from Hawaii. All right there, Huey. Let me make sure I share out my give me 1 second, guys and girls. I'm sorry about that. You know. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and feel free to share out the link as well. Sorry about that. I should already. Oh, wait, where we go? 1 second. 1 second here. I'm trying to share my link on Facebook and all of the great stuff like that. Why is something so easy has to be so hard sometimes, huh? But I definitely will get to the roll call here momentarily. All right, here we go. Share this into posts. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the real estate market. We're going to be talking about share this into a group. We're going to share this over here. All right. All right. So let's get into some of the people that's checking in. We got the Silver Lion coming in from Staten Island, New York. So we have, okay, I missed some people. I'm sorry. So we have Huey from Hawaii. We have Contemporary Cole Williams. Love the alarm. Oh, okay. Just let them. Okay, thanks. We got Diego. I know Diego. He's from Argentina. Silver Lion. He said, "Hi, Prince." He's from Staten Island. Silver Lion from Staten Island. We got Letitia from Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, that's my guy Kendra Taylor there from Lakeland, Florida. Okay, Contemporary. She's from New York City. Oh, she's new to this. Okay, she's from New York City, New York City. And we have Yvonne coming from Minneapolis. I'm Warren. The Bay Area is in the building. What's up, Warren from Oakland? Greetings from Atlanta. How you doing, Miss Galen? Jay Biz, that's my guy. What's up, Jay Biz? He said he snipped it the spy today, though. Okay. We got Miss Shan coming in from Memphis, Tennessee. Says she loves the show. Freddie Butler is coming in from Lansing, Illinois. And Jay Biz is from Seattle. Okay, Jay Biz. Jay Biz out there in Seattle. Oh, B Mac, what's going on? What's up from the firehouse? Firehouse 11 in Chesterfield. We got the firefighters in the building. Okay. Appreciate that. Georgia finally caught a live. I wasn't getting any alerts, but I changed my settings. Yes, if you want to get the alerts, hit the bell icon and you're gonna get the notification when I come live. I know I'm not as good as being live. What I mean by I'm not as good as I don't go live at the same time every day. I mean, that's horrible as a show, I would say. But I have real life to do, so it kind of it kind of varies and studying everything like that. But I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, one day, once I retire, then maybe I can do a set show at a set time. So she said, I finally caught you live. I wasn't getting alerts. Okay, cool. Jamie Fields from West Palm, Florida. JR from none other than the beautiful Los Angeles. Okay, LA is in the building. Steven here is from Venice, Texas. All right, Venice, Texas in the building. Ella, YouTube alarm reminds me to tune in. Nice, nice. I like that. Shout out to that that beautiful. I know, right? I can't get a haircut no more. I need a barber. I'm gonna try to do this myself, so y'all don't laugh at me. I'm gonna try to get myself a little cut a little bit, but we're gonna see. But all right. So anyway, guys and girls, today we seen the market drop 900 points. So today, my guest I'm supposed to have today, Mr. Andy Sori, is supposed to come in today, but he rescheduled for tomorrow. I think he said he had to interview the CEO of Verizon. So Verizon owns Yahoo Finance. For people who don't know that, so Verizon owns Yahoo Finance. Verizon, I forgot what Verizon did today, and they wanted to get the CEO of Yahoo Finance, so he had to take care of that. So we're gonna try this again tomorrow. So we'll see. And who else we got here? We coming in. Love your show. JR said, love your show. Best advice. Thanks. Greetings. Oh, to Miss Tamika. She's back in. Greetings all from LA. Not LA, but Atlanta. And we got VA in the building. Then we got Miss Latrill. She's from Chester. Latrill is from Chester. Okay. So, guys and girls, let's get to it today. For everybody that's catching this live and everybody that's catching the playback, once again, let me try this. We get a couple more. It's that Denver in the background. Yes, Tom Penny. That is Denver, Colorado in the background. Yes, I'm in Denver right now. I'm actually in Aurora. You know, Max B, what's going on for New Orleans? Max B, what did I tell you? We're going to talk about real estate today, right? We're going to talk about real estate. We're going to look at some real data today. Henny State. Wait, Hen State? Where's Hen State, Ricky B? I don't know what Hen State is. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm ignorant to that. But anyway, guys and girls, Dow Jones dropped 900 points today. Manufacturing declined. Real estate declined is not declined, but we're going to look into real estate as well. So the first thing is, why is manufacturing so important when it comes down to the economy? That's the first thing I want to ask everybody out there. Y'all check out my little cup, my little investor show cup. So why is manufacturing important? Manufacturing is a leading economical indicator. And what I mean by a leading economic indicator, it's a great idea of where a particular company is going. So, for prime example, if I sell ice cream, let's say if I sell shoes, let's say if I have a shoe store, I sell shoes, and the person that manufactures my shoes is called JW Warehouse. So, if I analyze JW's warehouse, if I can see what's the employee hours, how much production they're doing, I can get a great indicator of how a shoe store is going to do. So manufacturing is so important to the economical machine, because if nobody's manufacturing, who's manufacturing my microphone? If nobody is working in if the manufacturing starts to slow down, who's making microphones? Who's making shirts? Who's making computers and laptops and phones or whatnot, right? So that's why everybody pays attention to manufacturing data, because it could be a great indicator of a growing or a slowing economy. So that's why we pay attention to manufacturing employment. Is employment going up in the manufacturing world? Is employment going down in the manufacturing world? What are the hours they're working in the manufacturing world? All those things are very important in manufacturing. That's why we watch manufacturing data. So exactly what I'm going to show you guys and girls here today, first, I'm going to show you real manufacturing data. And like clockwork, I can hear Wesley coming down the stairs, just like clockwork. He can just smell when I go on live. I guarantee. What's going on, Wes? You want okay? Well, make a hot pocket, okay? All right. Guess he wanted some lunch, but he have a hot pocket till I get done. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, manufacturing data is so important. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at manufacturing data first. So the manufacturing data. Well, let me share my screen here. Nope. Boom. All right. So right here, what we have right here, this is coming from the Institute for Supply Management. So a lot of people, I'm showing you guys how to fish because so many people get their information from a media outlet. This is where the media outlet is getting their information from, right? This is from the Institute for Supply Management. They put out a monthly report. This is March 2020 Manufacturing ISM report on business, right? Right here in this highlight here, you seen it say production. Production. So why is production important? Because if nobody's making anything, that means nobody's selling anything. New orders. New orders are important because guess what? The more, let's take myself for example, the more books that I'm calling my manufacturer and tell them to make, the better my business is probably doing, right? The more the warehouse is working, that means books are probably selling. Employment. So it says production, new orders, and employment contracting supply deliveries slower at a faster rate. Backlog contracting, raw material inventories contracting, consumer inventories are too low, prices are decreasing, export and import contracting. So right here, you're seeing it come from right out of the horse's mouth. Economical activity in the manufacturing sector contracted in March, and the overall economy grew for 131 consecutive months, says the National Supply Executives in the latest manufacturing ISM report. So yes, the economy, we was at an all-time high come February. Coronavirus did not start taking effect until about the second week of March. That's when we really started to see everything really start to draw back, right? So right here, manufacturing data, when they're telling me production is slowing, that people are working less hours, that's automatically telling me they're not making phones. If they're not making phones, how can Apple sell phones? So guys and girls, this is a leading indicator coming from the horse's mouth of leading indicators of what's going on in the economy. This report came out today for release April 1st. So you have to read this. Of course, you can read a little bit more and all of the great stuff like that. So that is the manufacturing data that came out today. Does that make sense? So let's jump into some of you guys and girls comments before I go any further. All right. All right. Okay. From Chester, Tom Penny. Okay. I'm kind of falling behind here. Let me get into some of the new ones. Okay, we have Sean Ayers from Silver Springs, Maryland. Nice, nice. Silver Springs out there in Fort Meade. He's in Denver. Tom Penny, what's going on? My fellow Colorado and from Denver is here as well. GR says AT&T is losing market share. Verizon up ahead. T-Mobile and Sprint are jogging forces. So yes, like I was saying, Verizon, they went out and spoke today. I forgot exactly what happened to Verizon Day. What was it? I saw it this morning. It was something with yes, their company was, they got added to JP Morgan's recession proof companies. So JP Morgan, they got added to JP Morgan's recession proof companies. So Verizon owns Yahoo Finance. That's why Andy Story, he had to go do a production with the CEO of that company. So I didn't get my guest today, but he'll be, here later on this week. So, but anyway, so AT&T is losing market share to Verizon is up. So AT&T is a good dividend paying stock, but Verizon is more of a good growing stock. So AT&T is a stock that kind of consolidates, stays the same, but pays a nice dividends. But Verizon pays a nice dividend, but it goes up as well. So we got T-Mobile and Sprint are joining forces. Okay. Jay Biz said, can't wait to get a house for the Lolo. These prices out here are insane. Yeah, in Seattle it's crazy. Seattle houses are going for $900,000 or $1 million or whatever, right? Miss Butterscotch, what's going on? Good afternoon. How you doing? Your books are on the way. Very big shout out to Miss Butterscotch for ordering the entire series, autographed copies. Definitely appreciate your support and being a loyal. See what I got to deal with. What? So can I do the show? Yeah. Can I have peanut butter sandwich? You want peanut butter and jelly? Yeah. Yes, you can have peanut butter and jelly. He waits till I do the show to get whatever he wants. He does it every time. But thank you for tuning in, Miss Butterscotch. She said, yes. Hello. JW says, hello, everyone. Freddie Butler, Freddie B, what's going on? These banks is not really helping out with the mortgage payments. They're telling you that they let you skip 3 months and then the fourth month that you got to pay it all at once. Yes, they have the let me look up this word they are using. So yes, they're pretty much telling people, hey, you can skip a month or two, but then it's going to be it's going to be tagged on to your back end, right? So if I'm not saying this word right, the loan payments are proposed to reduce, but the interest. Okay, so they're reducing the loan payments or they're postponing it, but the interest continues to accrue during the time period. They're doing this whole that's what a lot of them are doing. They're reducing the loan payment, but they're letting the interest go, whatever. They're trying not to take that loss. That's what they're doing. They're trying not to take that loss. Because at the end of the day, somebody got to take the loss. Because if they take that loss, then somebody's got to do it. He said, wow, then people have no choice to foreclose. So now we're going to jump into real estate. Is real estate next? Is the question of the day. So now we got to look up unemployment and see how everything is going on. Ms. Butterscotch said, hi, Wesley. He done ran upstairs to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich now. C Lane, patiently waiting. Thanks for all that you do. Now we're going to break it down. We're going to look at real estate. A very important real estate document came out today, and I'm going to show you guys and girls how to fish on this as well. So the question is the real estate industry next? Is the real estate industry next? So now the only thing we can do, we can look at documentation to look at leading indicators. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to share my screen here. And today we're going to pull up, this is coming directly, guys, from the Mortgage and Bankers Association. You can see this came out when? April 1st, today. The mortgage applications increased in the latest MBA weekly survey, right? They're saying they had an increase in mortgage applications in March. Why did they have a mortgage growth? Because guess what? Corona didn't really take over until like the second part of the Corona didn't take control until the second part of March. Also, interest rates lowered. When interest rates lowered, everybody went to go refinance. Everybody went to go refinance their homes. So that's also, that's why we got to read into this report. We're going to read exactly into this report, right? So let's look right here what they're breaking down instead of looking at the numbers. So right here, mortgage rates and applications continue to experience significant volatility from the economy and from the financial markets uncertainty caused by the coronavirus crisis. After 2 weeks of sizable increases, notice they said after 2 weeks of sizable increases, that means from the beginning of March to the first half of March, the first 2 weeks of March, they had 2 weeks of sizable increases. Mortgage rates dropped back down to the lowest level. Remember when the Fed dropped the lowest, remember when the Fed, Jerome Powell, came out and dropped interest rates very low? Remember me talking about this? Now you're seeing how it relates to real estate. They said after 2 weeks of sizable increases, mortgage rates dropped back to the lowest rate in the MBA survey when it turned to lead to a 25% jump in refinances. They had a 25% jump in refinances. Why did they have a 25% jump in refinancing? Because the mortgage rates was at an all-time low. The bleaker economy outlook, along with the first wave of realized job losses. So right here, they're telling you the bleaker economic outlook, because we don't know what's going on with the economy right now. Are people going to go to work? Are we going to be shut down for April and May? Is it just April where the coronavirus death cases peak, then slow down? They don't know. So with the bleak economical outlook and the first wave of realized job losses reported in last week unemployment claim numbers. Remember last week when I said unemployment, the job claims was at 3 million. It soared last week. So you can see how employment ties into real estate. Likely cause potential home buyers to pull back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to read this right out of the horse's mouth, right? These are reports that CNBC, this is what CNBC is reading. This is what Yahoo Finance is reading. This is exactly what it's coming from. With the bleaker economic outlook, along with the first wave of realized job losses reported in last week unemployment claims numbers, likely caused a potential home buyers to pull back, right? Here we go. Purchase applications were down over 10%, and after a double-digit annual growth to start 2020, activity has fallen off last year's pace for 2 straight weeks. Activity has fallen for people buying new home applications. They've seen it dropped in the last 2 weeks. Take a crazy reason why. What happened 2 weeks ago? That's when we started to see the people get to start stay at home. People was losing jobs. Schools started to close across the nation, right? The refinancing mortgage activity increased by 75% of total applications from 63% from the previous week. The ARM adjusted activity decreased by 3.2%. So what they're saying here is refinancing. Of course, everybody wants to refinance because mortgage interest rates are low, and plus they can lower their mortgage rate down. Their mortgage payment down, especially in a time like this in economical downturns. So here we go. You can look at this report here. It has more into it, but this right here, guys, this is called the mortgage application increase. It monitors the mortgage applications every week. It tells how many people are applying for mortgages, who are applying for mortgages, refinancing, all of the great stuff. Purchase, who is buying new homes, all of the great stuff, right? Sorry about that. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's get back into some of you guys and girls' comments. Wow, what a day. Should I sell my cruise stock? I'm scared of them heading into bankruptcy. Kevin, well, is it an international company or is it a domestic company? Right? Because that's a big difference because that can decide if they're going to qualify for some of their bailout money. Right? What companies do you have? Is it your cruise? I'm thinking you're talking about the cruise line industry. If it's overseas, if it's based overseas, in their stimulus package, they don't want companies based overseas, cruise lines based overseas, to get any of the stimulus money. So this is where you have to look and see, hey, if I'm going to invest into the cruise lines, you got to see if they're eligible for some of that stimulus package. So I will do a little research right there. Contemporary Code says, what's the difference between the ISM and the PMI report? The PMI report, let me look it up exactly. They have a different one too. I think it is just a different agency, right? Oh, private mortgage insurance. Okay. Oh, you talking about, so it's not a different agency. So the PMI, also known as the private mortgage insurance, is the lender protection in the event of a default. I'm kind of you're asking. There are two different types of reports because the IS. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let me get back to her question that she had. The ISM. Oh, the ISM report. If I'm This is the supply management, the one I just went over versus the PMI report. The ISM report is about manufacturing, and the PMI report, that's more on the manufacturing side of the house. Hopefully that makes sense. Right? Harloon Financials, he says, Prince, my man, what's going on? Max B said, how do you feel about ALLPGPGR? Let's look them up real quick. Also, shout out to Max B for ordering a copy of the Wesley Learns book series. The Allstate Group. Looking at the Allstate Group, and let me see the other one you're looking at. PGR, Allstate. Oh, you're looking at Progressive and Allstate. Insurance at this time? Insurance usually a recession proof. A lot of them are, out of all industries, they're the ones that are the most recession proof industry. I know that off the top of my head, but I have to look a little bit deeper because I want to see who's backing these mortgages. If a bunch of people default, that kind of could possibly weird me a little bit. Just thinking about it. Oh, I see. He's saying all state or progressive. I gotta look into those two. Oh, you got two people from West Palm Beach, Florida. Okay. He said, Kevin said peanut butter and jelly priorities. Yep, that's Wesley for you. Anthony B said defer. He said let Wes be the co-host. Yeah, he might as well be the co-host, huh? Right? Jay Beard said this has a housing foreclosure bubble written all over it. Yes, because tomorrow, guys and girls, this is what we have coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the jobless claims. I'm going to show you guys how to fish here again. Man, I'm giving y'all so much game here first, right? First, we just went over I just gave you guys how to look up the weekly mortgage reports. Then we just went over the manufacturing report for the month. These are leading indicators giving you a slight edge, right? Because most investors don't look at this. Most regular people that are buying stocks don't look at this. But now I'm going to show you guys and girls how to eat off of these reports and how to look at these reports and become knowledgeable, right? People say, Prince, how you know so much? How'd you know this? How you know this? Whatever, right? So we're going to look at it. This is information that's available to everybody, but if you don't look at it or anybody tells you how to look at it, then it does no good. So here we go here. I'm going to pull up the economical calendar, right? We want to block that. I don't want anything for that. This is a good economical calendar coming from Trading Economics, right? So today, this tells me all the economical things coming out. This is the NBA mortgage report we just looked at. Now, granted, in the real estate world, what's very important? Another report that's very important that comes out on April 16th. Take a wild guess what it is. April 16th. I'll just zoom by. Here we go. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find you. I know you're trying to hide, but I'm going to find you right here. April 16th. Thursday, April 16th. What does that say right here? At 6:30 a.m., we have building permits. Building permit report is going to come out. Building permit report is going to come out. Housing starts is going to come out. Unemployment jobless claims, of course, that's going to come out every Thursday. And the unemployment numbers are going to come out again. Prince, why is that so important? Building permits. Building permits are leading indicators of where the economy is going. Before someone can start to build something, right? Before you can start to build something, you must first get a building permit. So by watching building permits and housing starts, I can tell where the economy is probably going. Because if people are building less houses, they're probably planning on selling less houses. So if people slow down on building permits, that could be a great indicator on real estate slowing down. That comes out 6:30 a.m. Thursday, April 16th. You see how these economical indicators of where you're going to get raw data that's going to come out and say, hey, in the U.S., have building permits been rising? Have they stayed the same, or have they started to decline? Are we still building houses at the same rate we were doing before? And if that's the case, if houses are not being built, if people are not putting in building permits, if people are not putting in housing to start buying houses, that could be a great indicator of a slowing down housing market. That's something that I love, ladies and gentlemen. I've been waiting on the housing market to slow. I've been in the housing market. Last year I bought a couple pieces of land, but I held off on buying a house because it was becoming competitive to buy a house. You're getting outbidded and things like that. So what I decided to do, I wanted to make sure my credit was all good and squared away. I wanted to make sure I had the cash nice and ready. So when this whole thing started to downturn, I bit my nails and I was hoping for a slowdown. And I think that I see one coming now. So around about the fall, when I'm looking to acquire, hopefully I can get I may not get a rock bottom price, but at least I can get a cooled off market or slowed down market, right? And something else I want to show you guys and girls. So right here, also coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow is April 2nd, right? Tomorrow is April 2nd. Tomorrow at 6:30 a.m., we're going to get the initial job claims report. You guys and girls see that? We're going to get an initial job claims report on Thursday. And then on Friday, guess what? Friday at 6:30, we're going to get an unemployment rate. We're going to get a new unemployment rate 6:30 a.m. on Friday. Now, another way to look at this and to utilize this in your favor is on top of this, guess what? Previously, it was 3.5%. They're forecasting it to go up to 4%, right? So now, if our unemployment jumps up to 10%, that can cause a knee-jerk reaction in the market because right here, they're forecasting unemployment to go up to 4%, but it's already at 3.5%, right? So that's the way you got to look at everything. That's the way. And unemployment, if people don't have jobs, if unemployment goes up, you just saw in the real estate report how that can affect real estate. Now we're going to go back here. I'm going to show you guys something else. Then I'm going to jump into you guys' question. I'm going to show you guys something else here. What they also, a nugget that they placed inside of the mortgage application weekly report. Okay. Right here. Attic Kane, that's his name. He is the vice president. So this is coming from the vice president of the economical and industrial forecasting, right? He's the vice president of the economical and industrial forecasting. He's saying buyer and seller traffic and ultimately home purchase will also likely be slowed this spring by the restrictions orders in several states on in-person activities. So he's saying that, hey, the housing market is probably going to slow this spring due to people can't meet face to face, right? So that's another thing. That's what he's coming out. He's saying something that we should already know, because if you're a real estate agent, you can't meet your client face to face. How can you sell a house? Max B said you're lying. Okay. Jay Biz said keep cash on hand, catch your house. A house split. Okay. He said it sounds like a good time to buy. Kevin says it's not a Carnival. Carnival is not a good company. I mean, he says Carnival is not a U.S. company. If Carnival is not a U.S. company, I would probably be a little scared. I'll probably be a little bit weary. That's Kevin. That's called due diligence, right? We all knew the cruise line industry was in a shambles, right? And we was waiting to see if there's going to get a bailout. And if you was going to invest into a particular company, if I was going to invest into a particular company that was struggling, that I saw was burning through cash every day, and I thought the government may save them, I will at least make sure they're in line to get some of their profit. That would be me. So will Carnival go bankrupt and go away? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a tough time. Nobody's thinking about vacation for the next at least month, maybe two. I think a lot of what we're going to see in April, we're kind of projecting April a little bit. That's why the market is kind of tethering. But if we go past April, I can see new lower lows. Easy. This Dow would be down to 15,000 right now if we didn't have all this other stuff going on. Blinkcom says, what are your thoughts on X, on the symbol X? I looked up this before. Who is X? Oh, the steel company. Oh, U.S. Steel Company. Wow. They're $6 right now? Man, I didn't know they got beat up that bad. They are $6. Man. So they wasn't. It was at the beginning of the year. It was $11. I didn't know they was that bad. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look. So you guys and girls already know. Don't send me a company that's Oh, come on, man. Why you send me a company that's not even profitable? No, not going any further. The company's not profitable. That's a no for me, Blinking. If you ain't turn the market into bull, I can't do it. Okay, Steven said, what about my restocks taking such a beating, more so than many of my other stocks? Yeah, we just had Brad Thomas come on from Forbes, the real estate guy, the real estate expert over there. And he spoke about REITs, and he thinks it's a good time to buy. If you're someone who, when you look at you got to think about it. A lot of the REITs that you probably own, somebody probably brought all of those buildings and they're probably leasing them to Domino's, or they're leasing them to Pizza Hut or Burger King. And restaurants are taking a major hit right now. Restaurants are taking a horrible hit right now. And what I mean by these restaurants taking a horrible hit right now, they are, what are they doing? They're taking this horrible hit because of, nobody's allowed to come into the restaurant. People are just taking their food to go. Who's going to roll up to a steakhouse to get it to go? I mean, things that may thrive right now, maybe a pizza, maybe I hate to say it, but Chinese food, people probably won't eat Chinese food because of their conspiracies or whatever, because of COVID-19. Not saying it's their fault, or not saying that hey, it's coming from them, but you know, I can see that. I've seen people do that, but I can see things like fast food. They're probably still running. Most people wasn't saying, "Hey, honey, let's go down and have a nice dinner at McDonald's and sit down and enjoy a nice dinner." That's very rare. People don't really do that. People really kind of it's a grab and go type place, just like a lot of Domino's or grab and go type place. But when you're looking at places that are like a steakhouse or a restaurant or places that thrive on sitting down, they are hurting right now, right? They're hurting big time. These companies going from making $30,000 a year. So now, what does that have to do with the reefs? How can those companies say if I own a steakhouse and I leased it from you, I'm leasing it from this reef, this management company, and now I went from making $30,000 a day to $500 a day. I could probably already have uh, a financial distress coming along. Yes, and Jay Biz pretty much just took the words right out of my mouth. He said reef stocks have no income coming in. They tend to lease properties. Yes, Jay Biz, that's my guy there in Seattle. Okay, he's talking to him. All right. Okay, I don't want to make sure I don't skip anybody. Sometimes I jump. He said, I like RCL. Okay, he's talking to somebody else. Okay, so Harloon Financial says Fizz, they have an amazing balance sheet. Ever heard of that company? Let's take a look at it then. Let's share the screen. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how amazing that balance sheet is, ladies and gentlemen. Because so many people, when they get ready to go purchase a stock, they very rarely do this. They're like, oh yeah, I heard of Jack in the Box. I heard it was doing good. Fizz, it's a national beverage company. They're doing good. All right. So let's look at their balance sheets, their PE ratio. Okay, they got a nice PE ratio, so that means they're profitable. Let's take a look at their finances. Anybody can look this up. This is on Yahoo Finance. So from 2016 to 2019, their total revenue has been growing. Okay, that's cool. Their debt has stayed the same. That's okay. Gross revenue. Let's look at their net income. Mm, net income looks okay. It had a decline from 2018 to 2019. I don't know why. You can look at the net income. Let's take a look at their balance sheet. Let's see what's in the bank. Total current assets have kind of slid off in 2018, but okay. Uh, Tangibles long term. Total assets 452. The total liabilities 97. Okay, nice balance sheet. So just looking at it quick, right? Look at the cash flow. Net cash flow, okay. Hmm. Inventory, accounts payable. They're paying a nice little chunk in dividends. Free cash flow. Free cash. They had a nice little dip in their cash from 2018 to 2019. I'm not sure on for that one. I'm not sure of why is that in the first place, but we're gonna take a look. So they're the Nasdaq. So since they're a beverage company, let's take another look at. Hold up. Let's see their dividend. For a dividend. So do pay a little dividend, 1.9 million in market cap. So just off of my head immediately, I want to compare you to it's a national beverage company. So let's look at it. Let's compare it to Coca-Cola. How do you size up against Coca-Cola? Why is it not showing there? Okay, dividend expiration. Also, they don't have a dividend. All right, I'm sorry about that. I'm looking right at it. Didn't even know. So let's type in Coca-Cola. They have 180 billion market cap. Let's take a look at their finances. So as we can see, they're making way more money, but they're also slightly declining. Total revenue was 41 million in 2016. Now it's 37 million in last year. All right. Net income is growing slowly, but it's growing. You guys can see. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong category there. Their net income is slightly growing. They had a dip. They made 8.9 million last year in net income, 6.4 the year before. Oh no. So they had a nice decrease in 2017. I don't know why, but net income is pretty nice size. Interest, debt is okay. Now let's take a look at their balance sheet. Current assets, 20 mil. No, 86 million. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you like that. Ooh. So they have a larger, so even though I haven't sat down and compared them head to head, long-term debt, I'm going to look at them, and I'm already just from my eyes looking at the numbers of who makes the most money, right? Coca-Cola is $42 and Fizz was like $41, right? So when I look at this company and I think Coca-Cola, I'm almost certain Coca-Cola pays a nice little dividend. They're paying 3.7 in dividends. So yes, Fizz did look okay, but Coca-Cola is coming in with that 1-2 punch, paying a nice dividend. Financials look a little bit stronger from a quick synopsis in the same exact industry. What do you have to say about that one? Yeah, Carnival CCL. What's going on? Chuckles and Chilling. Chuckles and Chilling, I think that's the name. Rick says, appreciate you, P Money. P Money, that's I heard some people call me Money before. Some people call me, that's the first one, P Money. I kind of like that. Made me sound kind of cool sometimes. Nice afro there in the picture there. Anitra, I think I'm saying that right. Prince, if you could only purchase one stock of ETF once, we are ready to buy. Which one that I'm ready to buy, I could buy? If I could buy only one stock of ETF, I would, if I'm long term, number one would be the SPY. Number two would be the, what would the other one be? The other one would be QQQ. QQQ tracks the NASDAQ, SPY tracks the S&P 500, maybe the Dow, DIA. That would be my ETF. I would track a major index. NASDAQ, the only reason why I would choose NASDAQ maybe a little edge higher, because NASDAQ has higher highs and lower lows, and it's more of your technology stocks. That's why I like it, right? Miss Butterscotch, she said, yes, you are giving us some jewels here. That's why we appreciate you. Anytime, definitely appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Butterscotch. So once again, shout out to Miss Butterscotch for ordering the entire Wesley Learns book series. She should be receiving that shortly. I definitely appreciate that. The only books I have right now is Wesley Learns About Credit, which is my second book, hardcover. So if you are interested in those, send me an email or whatever not the case may be. And those are legendary book series too, guys. Only ones out there, well, the first ones are out there on the market. Anthony, what's going on? He finally caught me live. Anthony Meredith coming from Facebook. Is it going to be low right now because a lot of places have been closed? Anthony, I think that yes, the market is going to be low, and I think we have to go a little bit lower. Let me close it off. I think we're going to go a little bit lower, Anthony, because the reason why is all these companies like Bed Bath and Beyond, all these, quote unquote non-essential businesses, look at restaurants like Chili's, Applebee's. Yes, they're delivering online, but they lost a large portion of their people that come in and sit down on the weekend and have a drink after work. So watch how their finances are going to look. Look how many people probably got laid off. Yes, Applebee's is still open. Chili's is still open. The restaurants are still open, but I guarantee you they're not getting the business that they used to get. So now they're, and then plus on top of that, they don't need nobody working the bar. So bartenders are not needed. They don't need waiters to work the table. They just probably need a couple cooks, maybe 1 or 2 cooks, and a couple runners, somebody answer the phone, somebody to run. So they're probably on a scale back relationship right now. And then those people don't have jobs. And when those people don't have jobs, they're going to go file for unemployment. When they file for unemployment, that's going to run our unemployment numbers up. And if somebody's filing for unemployment, how can they pay their mortgage? How can they pay their rent or whatever? So, yes, that's going to, they're low right now, but I think they're going to get a little bit lower. And then Anthony said building permits. Yes, we just looked at building permits, guys and girls. We just looked at the building permits. That's going to come out on April 16th. I don't think construction sites, I don't think people out there building houses right now. So if you're a real estate developer, are you right now, are you trying to build new houses right now? Are you going to put in new building permits? So we're going to take a look at those building permits numbers. Now, the dangerous side to this is sometimes, let me show you guys the dangerous side to this, guys and girls. It's not about what you think. It's about what the economy, no, I pulled up the wrong one. Not that one. We already looked at the manufacturing report. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up. Where are you at? You're trying to hide from the economical calendar, right? So let's go down here to April 16th. He just mentioned building permits. Right? So building permits for March. You can see here they're saying building permits for March. Previously, it was 1.4 million building permits in February, right? So now they are forecasting a drop. They're forecasting it to be a 0.774 million, right? So they're already expecting about a drop in half. So just because building permits will drop doesn't mean the market will slowly decline, right? So they're already expecting a drop in it anyway. So they're expecting a 46% drop. That's what they're expecting. They're already expecting that. Now, we go to a 50% or a 60% drop or 70% drop, then that's when the market will shock itself. But you can see right here, they're forecasting a 46% drop in building permits already. So now when April 16th come out and they see those numbers and they said the numbers are actually an 80% drop, then whoa, that's when you can see people start to freak out a little bit. It's the same thing with unemployment. They're already expecting unemployment to drop a little bit. Jay Biz is saying interesting. SN said virtual tour houses. Yes, but when you're looking at it, SN, you're right. As a real estate agent, you can.
Did you call me?
No, I didn't call you.
Look, I'm on the green shirt.
No, you're not. Can I?
Look, they can see me.
Yes.
Thank you, Daddy.
All right. You want to get a chair and just sit beside me? Come on, get the chair, get the stool.
Look, I can talk.
So you sit right here. You gotta sit on it now. Slide over some more. Slide it on over. You gotta get there. You go. Can you see it now?
Yes.
See you a little bit. There you go. You hit it a little bit bigger. All right. So you can hang out with me while I do the show, okay? So yes, even though people can do a virtual house tour, the bad part about doing the virtual house tour is that the bad part about doing the virtual house tour, you got to look at how many people have lost their jobs. How many of them are going to project to still buy a house, right? How many still want to buy a house after they do a virtual house tour? So it's not that people can't see the house, but I don't have a job. I don't know how long I'm going to be in this lockdown. So people may not want to buy the house. What you think about that, Wes?
What's still in the house?
No, I'm saying, do people still want to buy a house, right? Because people may not have a job, people may have lost their income. Do they still want to buy a house, right? So they may not want to buy a house. Chuck said he sold GE this morning. What are some buyback indicators? And I could have told you I wasn't a GE fan anyway. GE was struggling when everybody was doing good. People love to jump on GE because it's cheap and it's a big name. I stay away from that. Right now is not the time to really be buying too crazy anyway. So JB says still import looks colleges. Forever again says apologies, Prince. Okay, no problem. Okay, so JB is saying the best REIT that he owns is EPR. Getting cooked by it. Will be back soon. Okay. 1 second. I don't want to make sure I'm missing anybody. He said run from oil. He said run from oil. Meta World Peace told me that. Yes, Meta World Peace NBA champ was on here yesterday, and he's pretty big into investing, right? He's pretty big into investing. So he tells that was his outlook on investing. So a lot of people don't know how big he is into investing, right? I brought some O'Reilly Incorporation going to keep buying. Okay. O'Reilly's, they could be doing pretty good right now. I haven't looked into O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's and LTC properties. I have to look into that. Hating on Jack in the Box. Why you hating on Jack in the Box? When I looked at Jack in the Box and I compared it to McDonald's, they didn't match up with each other, right?
Let me say something to them.
What do you want to say?
Did you know me?
Do who know you?
Did all of them people know me?
Yeah, they know you, man. Everybody know Wes.
Hi, I'm gonna be a man one day and buy my own house so I know how to read.
You gonna do what? You gonna buy what?
I'm gonna buy my own house. And then my own
So
car too.
get out here. So can you tell you know what a stock is?
Yeah, portion of my company.
Okay. What is a dividend?
Money and pay to investors.
Okay. What is insurance? What does insurance do?
Invest
No. What does it do?
money you borrow.
No. What is credit?
Money you borrow.
Money you borrow is credit, right? What does insurance do?
Invest to protect assets.
It does what?
To protect assets.
Protect assets. Good job. All right. Let me finish up the show, okay?
Okay.
So SPHD sounds like the dividends for SP, right? So let's take a look at it. SPHD. High dividends. Yep, that's what I figured it was. So that's a high dividend. You out of here?
Yeah.
All right. There go my co-host. He's gone. Tried them out already. So for the long term, I don't like them, JBiz. They're good for if you're someone who's trying to preserve capital and make cash, yes, but I don't like them in the long term. That's me. Because you get paid a nice dividend, but you compare that thing to the SPY, doesn't work, right? He said he might go heaviest on the $25. Yeah, you're gonna now if you're looking for just cash flow, you're trying to preserve your capital, yes. But when you look at growth, what would you do if you was a 19-year-old? If I was a 19-year-old, I would stack my money and I would invest slowly. And what I mean by invest slowly, I would start out with index funds and I would save up my cash and get ready for the ride, baby, because it's gonna be a beautiful one. Max B says, do you think the market baked in unemployment into the prices? I think they baked in a 4% unemployment. Like you just can see, they're predicting a 4%, a 5% unemployment on Friday, right? So they have baked those in. So we go into a double-digit unemployment. I can see some knee-jerk reaction coming along. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get the jobless claims, which is going to be a prelude into unemployment numbers, unemployment rates. So and then plus on top of that, we have extended for April. If we go beyond April, I can see people freaking out. Arita says, thank you, P Money. And you said my name correct. See, look at that. Thank you. And nice nice fro. I like that. I like that. But yes, I hope I help you out with that. He's talking to J Biz. See, learning that. See, she's coming in. This is her first live experience of the investor show. Cafeteria. Well, I'll just call you Miss Cole Williams. Miss Cole Williams, I think she's from Atlanta, did she say? She said, wow, everything is connected, a real domino effect. Yes, look at 2008 when the housing market went down, the stock market went down, then you saw General Motors going down, you saw Ford filing bankruptcy, the financial markets were going, I mean, you had Bank of America filing bankruptcy. Everybody is connected. It's an economical machine. If people don't work, people can't pay their mortgages. And if I ain't got no job, if I don't know if I'm gonna have a job 5 months from now, I'm for sure not gonna go out here and buy a $400,000 house, right? So, and then plus lenders may come tight with money. I may not lend my money if I know you work at Domino's, you may not have a job. So lenders may become a little bit tight with their money because lenders want their money. That's why they're doing the for. I'm going to look up the word. I think it was called for ban. I can't say the word. Well, I'm gonna just show it to y'all. I'm from Georgia. I can't speak that well. I need to say it. Forbearance, right? So forbearance, what they're doing is they're telling people, hey, you don't have to pay the mortgage for 2 or 3 months. They're letting you delay it, but they're letting the interest build up and you got to pay it on another time. They're reducing the mortgage, but they're passing it off at another time. Electrical companies will always be needed. Utilities. Now, in the real estate industry, if you want to invest in the real estate, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, if you want to invest into the real estate industry without doing a REIT, here's another way to do it, right? You can get the index that tracks the REITs, right? And here we go. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to give it to y'all. I think it's XL. It is XLRE. We're going to look it up. XLRE. XLRE. All right, so this is what I didn't pull it up for you guys and girls. Here we go. Let me share my screen again. Okay, this is the real estate sector SPR, right? This is the spider that tracks it. 3.22 dividend. So this is tracking the whole real estate industry as in general. So when you own a REIT, you have to worry about the people that are going to pay you. So this tracks the whole industry, just like XTN, X-Ray Tango November tracked the transportation industry. This tracks the real estate industry, XLRE, the real estate sector, the whole sector, the real estate selected sector from the spider, right? So this is another way you can invest in the real estate industry sector, but I think that this thing is at $29 now. I think you're going to get a better price if you wait. I think real estate hasn't taken a major hit yet, but it will. Yeah, Kevin said a drink after work is definitely missed. Yes, now you got to go to the liquor store and make your own drink and watch your own television. JR said best YouTube live show on the stock market. That's why I appreciate it. That's why tomorrow we know when our guests come in, y'all let them know that. So special guest appearances. Yes, we have special guest appearances. Today I was supposed to have Yahoo Finance on today, Mr. Andy Sorry, but I woke up to an email this morning. He said he had to jump on at my particular time to talk to the Verizon CEO, which is the owner of Yahoo Finance. So his boss, he had to interview his boss at the exact same time. So he asked me, could he reschedule for tomorrow? And I told him no problem. Harloon Financial is saying LOL. I think he's probably laughing at Wes. The new Yahoo Finance special guest. Exactly right, Al. Tell him. Harloon Finance said your face was priceless. Yep, that is Wesley. So he's being nosy. Exactly. It's like, what is my dad doing? Why is he talking so loud? So Chuck, that's his name. Okay, Chuck Chuck is chilling. Oh, okay, got it. Chuck is chilling. That's his username. All right, Chuck. Nice to meet you there. Marcelo. I think Marcelo is from Mexico. So Marcelo says, to be investor, what career do you think is best? Regards. Maybe an investment banker. You got in investment industry, you have so many facets. You got financial advisors, you have investment bankers, hedge funds, hedge fund managers. You can people work for hedge funds, CFAs, certified financial analysis, CFPs, certified financial planners. Um, there's a plethora of things you can get into. Ms. Butterscotch said, "All right, go ahead, Wes." Yep, that's Wes. Stephanie Edwards, I appreciate the random information. However, I would like you to think about showing us the basics of investing. That would be very helpful. You're right. You're right. I'm going to definitely get you. That's more the pre-recorded stuff because when I'm on the live, Stephanie, when I'm on the live show, you see how I'm interacting with everybody, going to everybody courses, so it can seem like I'm all over the place. But definitely the pre-recorded stuff. Like if I was going to do a topic on the the Institute of Supply Management, and I want to talk about the manufacturing data. That video would have took me 5 minutes, right? It took me 5 minutes. I would have uploaded, and you could have got a lot out of it, right? But when I look at the analytics, you can see we almost have 60 people in here live at this moment, an hour into the live. People love the live experience, so I try to come out and do the live experience as well. So stay tuned. This channel will not just only about the live experience. I do tutorials as well and give you good information as well and a more bite-sized, compact information, right? What is something you do for kids long term? First thing is, Anthony, thank you for tuning in live. First thing is you got to get Wesley Learns to Invest. I'm just joking about that. But anyway, the first thing I would do, long term, one thing I did for Wesley last year for his 8th birthday, I purchased him a piece of land. This year, I didn't purchase him anything too spectacular. But last year, we got a piece of land together in Colorado. So we own a piece of land. So I got him real estate. So I wanted to introduce him to the real estate side of the house. But what I would do if I was you, you only have 3 ways of investing, which is, well, 4 ways. Well, 4 with yourself. But if you're doing it for somebody else, you only really got 3 ways, which is stocks, real estate, and business. So one of the easiest ways to get into investing is via stocks, right? So I would purchase them an index fund. You can open them up a brokerage account for your child. You can open up a custodian account for a child, and you can start investing for them into the top 500 companies in America on a consistent basis. So that'll be something, because that money that you're blowing today, this stuff, this going to be trash in 2-3 months. Most of the stuff that you're purchasing. So I would go in. I would open them up a brokerage account, or you can open them up a 529 college plan, or you can do a Coverdale college plan as well, depending on your income. So that's like the top 3 ways: a custodian account, a 529, and a Coverdale. The 529 and the Coverdale, they have very good tax benefits, but the money has to be used for future education. Versus a 529, it doesn't have the tax benefits, but I can use the money for whatever I want to. Wesley has a 529 plan. When he turns 18 years old, that account is his. I did that for my nephew, and I'm going to do that for my niece. When they graduate high school or they turn like 16 or 17, I get them a custodian account. I purchased them a couple shares. Like I purchased my nephew 3 shares of AT&T. He joined the military. The account became his. He started putting more into it. Great on him. He has a TD Ameritrade custodian account. But that's something small I can do that can draw dividends. So those are some ways. Then you can go out. You can purchase a piece of land, put your child's name on it. It don't have to be an extravagant piece of land. It could be something that costs $5,000. You can take out a loan to borrow the land. If you take out a loan to borrow the land and you pay it back, yes, you're building your credit. And also the child has a piece of land in their name that they can use for collateral one day, they can build on one day, or they can sell to somebody else one day. So those are just 2 little things or whatnot, and you can start a business. So with the book series that I wrote, Wesley Learn series, I wrote 3 books already in the series. Of course, his name behind my son Wesley, but that's going to be his one day. So that's another way to, buy him a piece of land and get him into real estate and business, starting him his own financial literacy brand, and also in stocks
open him up a custodian account. So do I want to make him the next Warren Buffett? No, but I want to make it a little bit better than what I had. Right. So I'm doing everything that I can do a little bit better than I had. And I hopefully one day when he's my age, he can come home and say, Dad, you are an idiot. This is how you're supposed to be doing it. This is what you should have done. All the other great stuff. So those are some ways. And thank you and congratulations on even thinking about this, Anthony, because I wish someone would have told my dad, right? I had a great dad, but he just didn't know a lot about investing. And he told me, he just straight up told me, and he's 74 years old. And he said, son, if I had the chance to do it again, I would have drunk less. I would have spent less money on drinking and going out, and I would have got more into the world of investing because I could have had more today. Now he's in a great space today anyway, but he said I could have had more if I would have devoted more time to investing. So I wish that he would have had a YouTube channel or somebody like me to tune in because he would have invested for us. He just didn't know how. He just couldn't pick up a phone in his era. So anyway, I didn't mean to ramble on that, but hopefully that answers your question. Al says, LOL, I got my niece in my office room. I'm trying to pack this Amazon order and she's driving me crazy. 30 more days to go. Exactly, right? Exact same thing I'm going through. Jiro, I have a feeling market will be in the red this week. I think so too. I just don't know how low it's going to go. I think that if we didn't have these markets tuning us down, we're already be there. Woke one, hearing word that the government may be stopping airlines from flying during certain time of the year. How and when is the best time to take advantage? Right now, you're saying you're hearing. There's no data. I haven't heard anything about that. But if that was, I mean, what do you mean they're going to stop them from flying from a certain time of the year? Are they going to stop them from flying during peak season, which is like Christmas and holidays? Or are they going to, what is the details on that? And then you have to do your research to see when do the particular airlines make a lot of money. If they're taking out a chunk of their money, then you might be looking at shorting something like that. One second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get up here. Yes, you're right. You're right. Chuck is what you call it. He said, I love every second of this peel back today. I wrote it all the way down to the bottom. What a day, $sign. LX Raw. I remember you talking yesterday about, oh, I got my puts and it's suspicious. The market is going up during the day, but dying off, blah, blah, blah. My puts are not very, and what did I tell you? My puts are not very profitable. I think it's something going on. I said, just be patient. Be patient. Anthony says, thanks for the information. I appreciate the feedback. Yes, Anthony, if I'm not mistaken, you the one that DM me on Instagram and you was asking me about day trading on Robinhood. And Robinhood is a great app for beginning investor, very elementary app, which is fine. But if you're trying to day trade, you might want to step it up a little bit and get you an ETrade Pro or TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is free. TD Ameritrade Pro charges you every month. So this way you can get more analytical data because if you was going to look up financial reports on Robinhood, how can you look up financial reports on Robinhood? If you want to see how much money Coca-Cola made last year, how can you do that on Robinhood, right? So that's what I don't like about, especially if you try to do some advanced level trading. No. If I want to compare a stock to the S&P 500, how can I do that on Robinhood? Nothing against Robinhood. I think it's a great brokerage company. If you want to sponsor me, you definitely can. But that's just my thing with it. And this is not a paid sponsorship. I'm not in bed with TD Ameritrade or ETrade or Charles Schwab or anybody else like that. Even though they have reached out, and I appreciate them for tuning into the channel, but that's just what I look at it. Ms. Cole Williams says, as a beginner and buying stocks for long term, what is the number of shares a person should buy? I'm sorry about that. You are from New York City. You just did say you was from New York City. I'm definitely sorry about that. So yes, when I look at you, I won't say that you need a certain. I would say a minimum of $500, right? You start off with a brokerage account with $500, or a Roth IRA or IRA, individual retirement account. A retirement account, you can't touch it till you're 59 and a half without penalty. A brokerage account, you can touch it at any time, but you don't get the tax benefits that you would get inside of an IRA. Also, there's some insurance products. I'm going to bring some insurance guys on here too to talk about IULs and things like that. So when you look at it as a beginner and buying stocks for the long term, I would go with the index. I don't know how old are you, Miss Cole Williams. I don't know if your company offers, if you work for a company that offers you a 401k. It's a lot more that I got to ask you. But I would say, on general speaking, if you was trying to do your own thing, I would look into starting an IRA or a brokerage account, and I would first start off with the index. Don't jump in here trying to get Bed and Bath and Beyond and all these random companies, because nine times out of 10, even the best investors in the world can't pick stocks that'll win. So the index, they can't pick stocks that'll beat the S&P 500. So if you can't beat them, join them. Start off with the S&P 500, then grow yourself. Kevin says, smash that like button. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I seen it was 60 people in here on the live. Smash that like button, hit the love button, all other good stuff like that. DJ says, BIO stocks I'm following. The daily story that was affordable. The question alert software I research like crazy, but I'm getting the jump on the stock is key. D-Ray, ask yourself this question, D-Ray. Yes, you're following the story. I don't want you following, the story. I want you to become the story. I want you to tell the story. And how you going to be able to tell the story? Read those financial reports, right? Don't just go over there every day and look at press releases, looking at what somebody else said, word on the street. You notice I never tell you what Prince says. I always give you guys the raw database of where the information is coming from and show it to you. When I show you the finances, that's coming from the SEC. When I show you these reports, these reports are coming directly from the organizations that CNBC are using. That, you know what, I'm going to show it to you guys and girls. I'm going to show it to you. Let's go to BC. Okay. Let's see, can I find it? 5 hours ago. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pull this up, showing you guys and girls how to fish yourself. We're going to look at CNBC, which is pretty much like the leading authority in financial news for the most part. Fox Business, CNBC, Yahoo Finance. Those seem to be the most popular ones. Where am I at right here? Okay. All right. This is what CNBC put out. Mortgage applications to buy homes plummet 24% annually as coronavirus slams spring housing. Right? Here are the key points. What does this key point say? After rising for 2 weeks, mortgage rates plummeted to its lowest level in the Mortgage Bankers Association survey. Mortgage Bankers Association survey. This is what CNBC is reporting, right? So guess what did I do? What did I show you guys earlier? Let me show what I showed you guys earlier. So that's what CNBC is showing you, right? I'm going to show you guys what I was showing you. Boom. This is the Mortgage Bankers Association. This is right what CNBC was reporting from, but I'm going directly to the data. And if I had questions, I can email and call the people exactly. So they reported a 24% plummet, right? That's where they got the information from right here. You see that? This is getting that raw data. In the intelligence world, in the military and intelligence, we have something called raw data versus sanitized data. This is raw data, right? Sanitized data is data that is filtered. CNBC gets it. They put out some key takeaways. They make it look pretty easy to digest. That's sanitized, right? That's sanitized data. That's filtered data. This is raw data, right? So that's the difference. So when you say, hey, when you're reading those stories, when you're watching your apps, I'm showing you how to go out there and fish it for yourself. Stephanie Edwards says, thank you. Anytime, Miss Stephanie. DJ said the FDA, SEC, etc. Yep. Joyce says, hey, Prince, how you doing, Miss Joyce? Anthony said he's already has it. So I'm thinking he's saying that Anthony's saying he already has a brokerage account or a TD Ameritrade account or an ETrade account. If you do, if you want to start one for your child, if you already have a custodian account puts it into the child's name. If you already have that, depending on the child's age, if the child is young, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, if they're not going to college in the next 5 years, then I would be investing in the stocks. DJ said Roth and Vanguard. Max B, you all right? He's saying, "What's up with the book club?" I'm slipping, guys and girls. Um, I'm going to get this book club together, Max B. Keep holding me accountable for that. Michael says, "Will the Dow crash even more during the next few months?" I think so. I think the Dow is already predicting for the first 2 weeks of April. But if these unemployment numbers beat what everybody is thinking, these death tolls continue to rise. If we go past April with everything being closed and mocked down, I think we're going to see some more crashes. So as these financial data comes, guys, like I told you, beginning the mid-April, what's going to happen mid-April? This is when we're going to get all the financial reports. We're going to get all the financial reports from Apple and Microsoft and Facebook, Zoom, Home Depot, Walmart. We're going to see everybody's books are going to come open in about 2 weeks. They're going to start coming open from April 15th to about March 15th, May 15th. All the financials are going to come up on the companies. These unemployment numbers are going to come out, and we're going to see how big Rona is really killing us, how coronavirus has really affected our economy. And then also on top of that, around about mid-April, the president is going to know, have we peaked at our death tolls, or we're going to have to go into May as well? So wait, be patient. I don't care about catching the bottom. Tracy Walker said, "Congratulations, Anthony." Congratulations, Anthony. Michael said, "What's up, Prince? Again, I'm late. I think I fixed my name." Oh, so this is Michael from Toronto, Canada, and I supposed to email you back last night. But yes, Terrell Davis is a great guy. I know you was mentioning that he was one of your favorite people. But yeah, Terrell Davis, NFL Hall of Famer. Shouts out to Terrell Davis, great guy. He starred in my third book of Wesley Learns About Insurance. He really grew the brand. He helped me out a lot. So shout out to Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos for definitely supporting me and helping me out. He saw my first 2 books. He thought they were amazing. He said, "Man, I want to be on your third book." So shout out to Terrell Davis. That's Terrell Davis from the NFL Network and Pro Football Hall of Famer. Shout out to Terrell. Freddie Butler says, "I started my automatic deposit back with ETrade so I can go Christmas shopping in the summer months. I believe the stock market is going to be way down." Yes, I think we haven't seen everything else yet. And plus, Freddie B, I'm not worried about catching the bottom. I just want to see how bad. I want to see this financial data. How does it come out? The quickest we've ever gotten out of a bear market has been 6 months. So think about it, ladies and gentlemen. We just wrote a $2 trillion check, and that wasn't enough, right? Blaine Collins said, "I'm surprised people are still willing to use Robinhood when it has had so much trouble during the market decline." Yes, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Robinhood. Built the name because of free trades, but guess what? The whole industry is doing free trades now, and when the industry started doing free trades, Robinhood kind of became obsolete in a way. So that's my outlook on it. Blue Rum 619 said 618. "Should I wait to buy a house? I was looking to purchase one this summer. I'm waiting till this fall. I'm waiting till the market tell me to buy a house. So I'm waiting. I'm seeing how the real estate market reacts to all of this, and I'm going to wait. Because guess what? Do you think in the coronavirus, this loose supply and demand? Do you think the demand for houses are going to go up or go down during the housing market? I think the housing market is going to go down. I mean, I think the demand is going to go down. If the demand goes down and prices stay the same, I mean, if demand goes down and supply stays the same or increases, if they continue to build houses and the demand is staying the same or going down, prices come down. Shout out to my ninth grade economics teacher, Mr. Crow, for the supply demand chart. DJ said, "What I appreciate is my son gets to follow someone that looks like them talking about finance, analytics, and research. So I appreciate your page. We try to watch it as much as possible." I appreciate that, DJ. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely. Thanks. right? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know everybody's tuned in now, but we've been on this thing for over an hour. I hope you guys and girls took something out of that. To give a recap of what we did today, we looked at the Institute of Supply Management. We looked at the manufacturing report, the manufacturing data, and we saw that manufacturing had declined, which could be a leading indicator of the economy slowing. But we kind of expected the economy, the manufacturing to decline because of the coronavirus. And also, we looked at the real estate mortgage applications this week. We've seen a drop in mortgage applications. Who's trying to buy a house right now when they don't know if they have a job? Next up tomorrow, we have the Jobless Claims Act. Not the Jobless Claim Act. We have the Jobless Claims Report coming out in the morning. And then coming up on Friday, we're going to get a new unemployment rate. So definitely pay attention to all those things. Coming up in December, not in December, but April 16th, that's going to be the start of our corporate earning reports coming out. And also, that's when we're going to see those building permits, or building permits declining, or building permits in increasing. It's my belief that it's inevitable that the demand for real estate has to decline. With unemployment going up, with jobs uncertain, with people losing jobs. And what did we look at yesterday? We looked at the Consumer Confidence Index. Consumer Confidence Index talks about the confidence of the consumer. And the reason why that index is important, because if consumers are not confident in their job, then they're not going to go buy that house, they're not going to buy that car. So you've seen a decline in consumer confidence. Then we just saw a decline in new home applications. Then now we're going to get unemployment numbers this Friday. If people are unemployed, people don't know how long they're going to have a job. They're not going to go out there and make those big purchases. They don't know when they're going to come back to work. All those great things like that. So I think real estate is definitely next. So definitely thank you guys. Chuck, thanks for checking in. Chuck is chilling. Miss Butterscotch, definitely appreciate your support. You should have your books on your doorstep here any day now. Well, sometime this week. She said, "Thank you, Prince. Stay safe to everyone." Then we have Miss Appetite. Caught you late, but next episode, yes. And I always put the episodes on iTunes, all the podcasts. So it's staying podcasts everywhere. So I'm glad you guys appreciate the live episodes. This is why I do the lives, and I'm still going to give y'all that great content on the tutorials. I'm gonna kick that back up, but I want to say thank you. Thank you, Miss Tracy Walker. Thank you, Al. Thank you guys. Until the next video, podcast, cartoon, or what else you guys and girls see me doing crazy around the globe. Peace, be safe. I'm out, and thank you.